Hey, yo, listen up, relax. Before you comment without looking at the video, relax. This is a positive one. I understand that Gervonta Davis got a lot of fans, right? Just like a lot of high-profile boxers, they got their large fan base, and with the large fan base, there's another large fan base that hate them. So I can understand they're going to be, right away, people become defensive. But this is a positive one. Check me out. Listen up. Gervonta Davis have all the qualities to be the face of boxing. I know there's people out there that want to call him that he's the face of boxing, but he has all the qualities and ingredients to be the face of boxing. And I believe that he should have took full advantage of actually attaining that status. Now, we all know that Gervonta Davis is going to be fighting Lamont Roach December 14th, right? We all know that Canelo Alvarez, the 4th Division World Champion, super middleweight undisputed, King Nelo, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Cash Nelo, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. get the F out of here, man. Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing. Anthony Joshua, the former heavyweight champion of the world, is the face of boxing out there in the UK as well. Tyson Fury has been one of the face of boxing out there in the UK as well, right? But we all know that all the faces of boxing has frustrated the boxing fans, right? Canelo Alvarez has frustrated the boxing fans with that the boxing fans and even his fans as well wanted him to fight David Benavidez, right? People are frustrated that Canelo Alvarez has picked Edgar Berlanga, Jaime Munguia, John Ryder, and things of that nature, right? So he's frustrated the boxing fans. We've got to be honest about that. Of course, Canelo Alvarez is going to have his supporters, his diehard support that's going to support him with whoever he fights, just like Gervonta Davis, just like Anthony Joshua, and so forth. We see Anthony Joshua take a bad loss versus Danny Dubois. So his status took a hit. Tyson Fury lost to Alexander Usyk. That took a hit, right? Now, they used to say that wherever the heavyweight goes, boxing goes. So, Alexander Usyk becoming the heavyweight undisputed champion, that could have put him in the conversation of being the face of boxing, but I don't think, unfortunately, Alexander Usyk has that worldwide appeal. I mean, there's a lot of people out here in America that doesn't know who Alexander Usyk is or even know how to pronounce his name, right? Just got to be fair with it. It's almost like Naoya Inoue is the face of boxing out there in Japan, but he has yet got that worldwide appeal and things of that nature. Hopefully it does come. Gervonta Davis have the quality and ingredients. And I believe that this was the opportunity for Gervonta Davis to actually be the face of boxing or actually have a real legitimate debate on who the face of boxing if he would have picked Teofimo Lopez and not Lamont Roach. If Gervonta Davis would have gone up to the 140-pound division and there to be great because Teofimo Lopez is a highly accomplished fighter of this young generation, probably the most accomplished fighter of this young generation with the best resume. And of course, the matchup of Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Davis, come on, the speed, the power, athleticism, the IQ, and of course, Teofimo Lopez bringing that type of legacy to the table, that would have gave Gervonta Davis an opportunity, if he was victorious, to actually be the face of boxing, right? Or a strong debate in which probably would be at the moment in his favor, right? At this point, it's not that Lamont Roach is not a good quality fighter, but at this stage of Gervonta Davis' career, bringing another guy up from the super featherweight like he did Hector Luis Garcia, the one that he knocked so bad that it blinded Hector Luis Garcia when he was, oh, I don't see nothing. I'm not coming out. I'm not standing up from these two. I don't see nothing. No, I cannot see. I know I quit. I don't see nothing. No mas, right? We don't, at this stage of Gervonta Davis' career, 30 years old, a lot of pundits even put him on the pound-for-pound list. A lot of legends feel like he's a pound-for-pound fighter and things of that nature. He gets all the props in the world because people see that he got special talent, yet hasn't done anything really special. But he can. He has the opportunity to do so, and he has the power to do so now that he's not with Mayweather Promotion, in which they was blaming Mayweather Promotions for babysitting him and things of that nature, right? He has the power. He has the power to call out anybody, and it will be a good money fight for those folks. And the reason why I believe that Gervonta Davis have that type of quality and ingredients to be the face of boxing is because look what he did last year in 2024. The most lucrative fight in the sport of boxing. The biggest, I believe it was one of the best. I'm sorry, not 2024, 2023. I'm sorry, 2023. The most lucrative fight of 2023. We have fights of, great heavyweight, great women boxing. We had the fight that the fans wanted to see in Earl the Truth Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford. And Gervonta Davis managed to fight Ryan Garcia. Oh, we also had Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. We also had Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor. But guess what was the most lucrative fight in the sport of boxing? Who was the one that captivated the imagination, the emotions of the boxing fans? Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Gervonta Davis as the A side. And yes, there was some stipulations and stuff like that where you know, probably would have put a little bit of an asterisk in that fight. But at the end of the day, the performance overseeded everything, right? People forgot about the stipulation. Who cares? Gervonta Davis came through. The boxing fans was looking. The casual fans was into it. And it became the best year, and I believe arguably in the history of the sport of boxing. In 100+ year in the sport of boxing, 2023 is arguably the best year ever. Arguably, right? And Gervonta Davis is the spearhead of that year. And this is the reason why, if at this point where people are frustrated with Canelo Alvarez as he's not giving the massive boxing fans what they want, and Anthony Joshua took a loss, and Tyson Fury took a loss, this was the opportunity for Gervonta Davis to seal the deal in becoming the face of boxing if he would have dared to be great and fight the available young great fighter in Teofimo Lopez. And if he would have became victorious, then of course he would have sealed the deal with that. So I think that Gervonta Davis lost an opportunity, because if everybody going to be frustrated with particular fighters, the faces of boxing, right? Or even the king of boxing, Canelo Alvarez, this was Gervonta Davis' chance to actually take the baton and actually lead the way. But picking Lamont Roach, I feel like that was a lost an opportunity in that. 2024 has been a year of just a showcase. I think it hasn't hasn't kept that momentum and sustained that momentum for 2023. You feel me? Young fighters like Shakur Stevenson, what has he done? Teofimo Lopez fought Ortiz and Claggett. Devin Haney got his butt whooped by Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying, with the whole Osterman and stuff like that, will water down the accomplishment. And Anthony John, the heavyweight division and stuff like that. We're seeing a lot of upsets as well. Jaron Anderson is not really talked about anymore. Subriel Matias lost. That was supposed to be one of the hype and the boogeymans of the sport of boxing. Nobody's talking about him anymore. At the end of the year, of course, we got one of the best fights. I believe is one of the best fights in the sport of boxing, or probably the best fights. I think it's going to be another classic with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano going to be performing November 15th in the co-main event of Tyson Fury versus Jake Paul. We got Dimitri Bivol and Beterbiev, and hopefully the winner, Canelo Alvarez fights the winner that probably is going to be Dimitri Bivol. I'm rooting for Beterbiev, but I got Dimitri Bivol beating Beterbiev and stuff like that, and probably Canelo Alvarez could try to be a two division undisputed world champion in Cinco de Mayo with a Dimitri Bivol get back in a rematch. I think that's great for the sport of boxing. Hopefully later on, a David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez come to fruition. But as of now, we're not, and there's some great wins of this year. I don't want to say that there wasn't a great win. Bam Rodriguez really captivated the hardcores with the win versus Juan Francisco Estrada as well. Inoue with that beautiful performance of Luis Neri. The fight of the year, probably Virgil Ortiz versus Boachuk. But this was Gervonta Davis' opportunity to really take full advantage of becoming the face of boxing and daring to be great. I don't know what's keeping Gervonta Davis from daring to be great. He has all the skills and talent. He was made for this. But if Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing, now let's put it like this. If he is the face of boxing, then the face of boxing has a responsibility, right? If he's the face of boxing right now, he's got a responsibility. Is he taking accountability for his responsibilities? And I'm just now talking to the hardcore Gervonta Davis hardcore boxing fans. I'm not talking about just niche and just worrying about Gervonta Davis. I want you to care about the whole sport, because you're saying that he is the face of boxing, right? Not the face of y'all, the face of boxing. So there's some responsibility, just like a lot of people feel Canelo Alvarez has the responsibility to fight the best because he's the face of boxing, just like Oscar De La Hoya did, right? Just like the responsibility we gave Floyd Mayweather. Just like the responsibility that we gave Muhammad Ali, and there's the responsibility we gave every great fighter, Mike Tyson, that was the potential, that was the face of boxing. They has responsibility because they are the spearhead of boxing. Whatever they do, you know what I'm saying, they move boxing. Just like in basketball, Steph Curry, LeBron James move the NBA, right? So, Gervonta Davis, is he taking accountability? If he's the face of boxing, then with this year, is it his fault that boxing is tanking? Is boxing tanking because the faces of boxing is just not giving the fans what they want to see? And if Gervonta Davis is one of the face of boxing, then he is responsible just as much as Canelo Alvarez and Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury is. But they gave us the fight, but they lost. Tyson Fury lost the fight. At least those threes have stepped up in their career. Have Tank stepped up? Let's be honest. Have Tank stepped up to fight an elite, quality, elite, respectable fighter, 50-50, that is going to enhance his legacy? Has he fought that? Let's be real. Let's be honest. Don't got to be defensive. Again, this is positive. No. Constructive criticism is constructive criticism. And we all need that in our circle, right? We all want to be real to one another, right? I don't think so. He got a lot of time. He's had enough time, put it that way. He's 30 years old. He's in his prime. I always say that between 27 and 32 is where is your prime, where your your intellect and physical ability is coexisting at the highest level. This was Gervonta Davis' chance. But when we're talking about, let's say, the word tanking. Now, tanking in other sport means, you tank, you lose games purposely so you could get, like in the NBA, a team that is in a losing record. They keep on losing. They tank the whole season so they could have the number 1 draft pick or have great draft picks, right? The number 1 or number 2, right? Is Gervonta Davis in that way tanking by knocking these people out, building his fan base to the point where he does fight and has the opportunity to fight the number 1 guy? He goes after the number 1 guy and becomes the biggest and most lucrative fighter in the sport of boxing. You understand what I'm trying to say? Or maybe I'm saying it another way, right? If I'm trying to compare the tanking of Tank and the tanking like in the NBA, NFL, and stuff like that. Maybe it's working for Gervonta Davis because really he's not fighting at this point fighters up to his level or fighters that are going to enhance his legacy. But just like we saw with Ryan Garcia, it was the most lucrative fight in the sport of boxing when finally he fought somebody that we've been attaching his name with as a potential opponent. So is he tanking that way? Knock out Lamont Roach, keep building that type of illusion and perception that you will knock out anybody in the world, and then maybe get Teofimo Lopez in the middle of the year, this spring coming up. May, April, June, July. Is he tanking that way? At the end of the day, this is a business, so I can understand it if that's what it is. I'm not trying to put my emotions in it. Got to think like a businessman, because Gervonta Davis and his team strictly think about the businessman and not about the business and not the morals of the sport of boxing. Not to challenge himself is not like that. They look at it as a business. So if you're a boxing fan, you got to look at it as a business as well. As much that we just want to cheer and be fans, we also got to understand the business of boxing, because in the end of the day, this is prize fighting. But I believe that Gervonta Davis lost a great opportunity right now to seal the deal and say he's the face of boxing. If he would have fight Teofimo Lopez and be victorious, got to be victorious versus Teofimo. Had to be victorious versus Teofimo Lopez. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think about the fight with Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. I think that Gervonta Davis is just going to walk him down and beat the hell out of Lamont Roach. I respect Lamont Roach. I just think at this point of Gervonta Davis' career, and he's also, staying within the weight, staying disciplined. This discipline Gervonta Davis and bringing somebody up, never fought in the level of Gervonta Davis or the spotlight, I think is going to be trouble. You could fight him in the amateurs. We seen Ryan Garcia fight Devin Haney in the amateurs, and look what he did in the pros. The same thing with Ryan Garcia did to Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis is going to do to Lamont Roach. Let me know what you think about the fight. Let me know what you think of what I said. Subscribe to the channel. This is Punch Wrong Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself, aka El Adobo, El Sazón, El Borracho, El Pastor de Boxeo. Love y'all. Y'all already know. God first, everything second. Fight plus survive equal true champions. The best investment you can make in life is have God in your heart. You already know. Love you. God bless, and on to the next.